we're going to go over to Booze Your Daddy, who is, it's Boozes. I thought I had the
right. Do we do
name.
now?
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, let's dance.
I heard somebody's middle name was Live. I said, anybody have any questions? Like, my middle name is Live. So I'll get out of your way and let you do your thing.
Sounds good. Thanks so much.
There you go.
Let's get nuts. His middle name's not Live. Oh, go, you.
Boom! We're off with a special Indie Pods Unite podcast, Booze Your Daddy. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, the pride of the Upper West Side, the chasm in sarcasm, Zach Elias. What's up, buddy?
Not much, except I don't live in the Upper West Side anymore, but I am still their pride. Now I'm the disgrace of Washington Heights. Still good. Still a title. Better than nothing.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays, we do our show live. Saturdays, we post it later. For anybody watching this, we're on all the platforms, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, Instagram, the Alan Snyder. But we're having fun doing something special here today. On our show, I love beer, you love beer, we all love beer. So the first thing we're going to do is kick it off with a drink. What you drinking, Zachy?
Nothing like some day drinking. I have...
Don't hurt yourself over there.
The whole thing is a mess. I have a Estrella Galicia from Money Heist fame.
Very nice.
I found it today at my local supermarket. I was like staring at it, trying to piece together where I've seen it because they go flash by quick. And it has a nice little Jewish star in it for, Happy Night 7.
Hanukkah.
Yeah, I did some deep dive into why this Jewish star. There wasn't really a good answer on Wikipedia other than some Galician Jews from Ukraine, but that's not important.
You want a fun one, Zach? Mezuzahs.
You're a Galician Jew?
Why are mezuzahs crooked? Because the Ashkenaz and the Sephardic, one of them had it vertical, the other had it horizontal, and they just compromised. First time ever in the Middle East there's a compromise.
Yeah, Jews don't usually compromise.
That is legit. Google it. That is why it is the way it is.
I don't need to Google it. We're teaching these people something.
Yeah, but I could be making up anything.
Yeah, we're teaching these people something. Half this thing is bullshit.
What did they say?
What are you drinking there, Playboy?
There it is. Thanks a lot. Well, you know me. I'm a sucker if you donate a beer to the show.
Why is there a halo of wreath above your head?
Dude, I'll get to that. I am drinking a Great Return IPA Hardywood from Richmond, Virginia, which was brought back by my lovely fiancée a couple weeks ago from a wedding where it didn't get drank. Also, you'll notice I'm doing something special here because usually we're a Kraken, but today we're going to be a poppin'. Zach, before the show, I was sitting here doing this tapping like the Oz. Did you watch Oz back in the day?
I watched a few of the first season because I had a buddy who was in 2 episodes. But
it's great. Adebisi's a top 10 character.
And it's not going to get
All right.
That thing just looks like you have hair on the wall. Thank you for shaving your Movember. You'll don't go like the Village People's accountant.
Release the poppin'.
I'm poppin', yeah.
L'chaim.
Let's see how this Money Heist beer is, yeah.
Feels stolen.
Bella Ciao.
Have you started listening to that song yet?
The song gets in your head for a week. It's death. It just takes over.
It's fantastic. Yeah, I wanted to do something special for today, so I normally have this turned the other way. I wasn't sure exactly what this would look like, and I actually took down all the schmutz on the wall there, and then Julia comes over. She's like, oh, do you want to put the reef up? I said, it looks like I literally have a halo. And she goes,
yeah, it's a little goyishy, but, I guess this podcast could use some of that. It's a diverse audience. It's a national thing today.
It is. We got different people from all over listening to this. They're going to check us out. I love it. You love it. Zach.
Don't tell me what I love. I have tolerated.
So we were talking about this episode on our show this week, and you kind of mentioned how I say it's like a conference, it's a symposium, and you basically called it a battle of the bands.
It's Battle of the Bands. I saw the last one. They were pretty good. I think we're going to be better. Hopefully, we're going to win Battle of the Bands, play at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, and just take off from there.
You ain't got nothing on Big Lou, all right?
No, I probably don't.
So Zach, we were talking.
I'm like half a Lou.
So, as far as conventions go, have you ever gone to a convention? Serious question.
No, I have never been to a Comic-Con or Star Trek Con or any of these cons.
Right.
You too.
Very nice. I have been to 3.
My Spanish beer. 3.
I've been to 3 in my life. The first one I was a little kid. Don't ask why. Downtown Baltimore, we went to a coin convention where my dad wanted to go look at rare coins. That was a big thing back in the day when you collected stamps and coins, and I got stuck going. It wasn't great.
It doesn't sound great. That wasn't a big thing.
It
was a big thing in 1938.
The other one that happened was My father wanted to go to the Jacob Javits Center, where we went to a real estate convention. Zach, it was 2007, and we're at this
Glenn Ross.
we're at this convention, and everybody was like, "Just buy, don't even think." There's so much. Leap and a net will appear, and I left that learning a lot. And I remember thinking, I really should just like everything I own and just buy something because what could go wrong, right? It was. There were such schmucks there that knew nothing and were like, I'm making so much money. You are crazy if you're not buying the flipping right now.
Hand over fist, yeah.
Of course, we know the end of that story, which did not go so well.
Yeah, 6 months later, the whole thing went tits up.
The other funny thing was I went to the marathon convention where I don't even know if it's a really convention, but my cousin's
like for runners?
Yeah. When Samantha came to town,
my life.
She was very pregnant. Her husband was running the marathon, and we went to the Javits Center where it's free admission.
Oh, does Baltimore have a marathon?
I think we
like a run from bullets. Like, how's that go?
I think we have a 5K, maybe a half marathon.
Just get out of this. Just run. We're always running all the time.
We're not one of the 5 big ones, if that's your question, because it's like Chicago, Boston, I think LA, Tokyo. Anyway, marathon convention down at the
by the way.
Jacob Javits Center, where you go and the first person gives you a bag and then people just put stuff in it. It is trick-or-treating with all the swag. Whether you're running or not, go. Next time it's in town, go.
So I'm just going to get a pair of, size 14 Brooks running shoes for free. Lucky me.
They probably do a drawing for something that big, but they're giving away protein powders and goo. Have you ever had a goo?
Well, those records are sealed. But I'm not going all the way down to 34th Street for free goo. That seems like a lot.
It used to be on the Upper West Side. You got to go a little lower now.
Yeah, well, I can get free goo anywhere. I can get free goo a few blocks from here if I want. Just ask the right person.
As far as these conventions go, there's 2 that I've always wanted to go to, and I've had the chance a couple of times, and every time I actually start to think, I go, what the hell do I care? 1, the weed, marijuana, cannabis stuff, which comes around all the time. 2,
just go to a Cypress Hill concert. Same thing.
Well, it's more, I don't really care, but like I'm curious to see what's out there. And then when you see who's advertising, you're like, I don't care. They're not giving you free anything. They're basically, everybody's selling their own product. The other one, which I thought would be interesting, I'm not sure why, is I don't know if it's called like a Sexpo or the AVN convention. I had a friend who went in high school. He said it was fantastic.
That sounds like a blend. That one I would go to. That's going to be like The Girl Next Door. I love that
movie.
To do what? Underrated.
Great movie.
Great movie.
That's what's her face. That's Dion Phaneuf's old or current wife.
Yeah, Elijah Cuthbert.
Whatever. Yeah, Cuthbert from 24 fame. I'm just imagining going to a Sexpose thing, and it's like you can look but you can't touch. You can touch but you can't taste. What do I want to go for?
How do you know you can't taste? Have you been? Maybe they got a Chardonnay room there. I don't know how this thing goes on.
I don't think I want to taste.
You just said you wanted to taste. I don't want to taste.
Those are the only ones I've ever thought
Peter North's balls taste like, but if you want to, go nuts.
You know, he says celery is a secret.
What?
To the volume.
Celery.
That is his answer.
Okay, you're a doctor. Go on. How does that celery work?
I have no idea. You know that old joke, though, the difference between a penis and a garden hose?
Go on.
There's a vast difference.
Well, Zach, we just lost the battle of the bands. That's it for us.
Hey, Boozer Daddy, the podcast.
God.
Zach, so I kind of pictured in our head, if we were actually flown to Vegas for this, the only thing going through my head is you would be such a pill at the hotel for a million reasons.
I'm great at hotels.
Okay, let's go through it. You and I are staying at a hotel for a Indie Podcast Unite Hash Brown IPU 21, and then it was a hash brown. You know, you get the joke.
No, I don't.
Cobra Kai.
I got you. That I get.
I'm picturing. So they're not putting us up. We're out of pocket, if you will. How many rooms are we getting?
You and I right now? 2 married guys. We're getting 1 room, 2 beds.
1 room, 2. Okay, that was going to be my next question. Was 2 beds?
We're not going head to toe, big guy. I'm too old for that.
Okay, they make a mistake and they give us a king bed. What happens?
What happens? I raise holy hell downstairs.
They kick you out. You can't get a room elsewhere. What happens?
I roll those dice because I raise holy hell, or we shoot it out and one of us takes the blankets and goes on the floor, and the other one gets the bed. I one time for a Pearl Jam concert in college, we put like 8 guys in a 2-bed thing. One guy slept in the tub.
I bet
so
you
I've
would.
done work. What?
I bet you did put 8 guys in 2 beds.
We did. We're poor and cheap, and it happened. Anyway, no, I don't share. Not sharing a bed with you. If that's where this is going, I mean, unless you want me to. Is that where this is really going? Would you like?
I was going to take it. No, absolutely not. I was going to take it down to.
What's wrong with me?
You
So you'd rather Big Lou than me?
You wish you could pull this, Zach. You wish. I am so out of your league.
It's insane. You had a mustache last week, and now you look like Remy from Higher Learning with that shaved head.
So I was going to go with, okay, it's a queen bed, and I assume you would be comfortable enough in your sexuality.
It would be a queen bed at that point. Two of us in there.
Then I was going to go to a double.
The sleeping bag. Where does this end? That's where it could end if I get kicked out. I changed hotels when my family went to Disney World after the first day because I didn't like the room. I said to my wife, put your bathing suit on, don't unpack, go to the pool. We're changing hotels. We go to dinner, go to a new hotel. We were done. Like I'm not settling for second best. I'm 41 and miserable at this point.
I've grown up playing hockey my whole life. I have slept in more beds probably than Jenna Jameson. I would be willing to say that with men. I'm saying I definitely have slept.
Slept like actual,
actual goat. You goddamn yid.
Whatever. Speaking of yids, hats off. We can't say hats off, but Yeshiva 44-game winning streak, best team in college basketball right now.
Don't they have the kid that's supposed to be drafted? Or no, whatever happened to that kid?
No, Tamir Goodman, your Baltimore boy, the Jewish Jordan.
Jewish Jordan, yeah, man.
He's probably, teaching math there.
Zach, speaking of yids, we're watching Shrink Next Door on Apple, and Paul Rudd plays a great Ike Hirschkopf. He's got the accent. He played the other day. He dropped a Zoftig, and Julia looked at me and she goes, "A what?" And I am laughing hysterically.
Zoftig Madel.
Well, he was describing somebody. He was like, "You were talking to the girl, a little Zoftig," and I thought it was hysterical. And I was like,
hysterical.
It was great. Getting back to our hotel room, Zach. Towels. Do we get new towels every day?
Absolutely. I'm bad with that. I make a pile. Like I use plenty. When I'm at a hotel, I'm Caesar. Anything goes. Towels around me, towel on the head, one just to throw on the floor because I'm an animal.
Towel on the head?
Maybe. You zhuzh it up. But no, like I use like one towel a week at home, but when I'm at a hotel, I'll use like 9 towels to like wash my face. Anything goes. I'm bad in the hotel bathroom. I come from a long line of that. My grandmother, not only would she take the stuff in the basket,
Anita?
The other side, my mom's mother would take the wicker basket. And my mom said, "What do you do?" They want you to take it. She goes, "No, they want you to use the stuff. They don't want you to actually just pilfer the basket." Meanwhile, she had plenty of money. She had a closet open, full of hotel baskets, still packed.
That's what she's giving out at Halloween.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That wouldn't be horrible. Nowadays, if I went somewhere and they're like, "Oh, here's some Taj Mahal shampoo."
I want the slippers. They don't give robes anymore. But I'm a train wreck in the
hotel. Not true.
Like,
we stayed in D.C. at this place the other day, and after a shower, Julia is in a full robe. I'm like, "What are you doing? Can't take it," but she was allowed to use it. I think they charge you for it.
You'll never know. You said the maid took it. No, they won't. I put it on the floor. The maid took it. You can push that issue. Trust me.
Horrible.
It's a phone call. No biggie.
I'll just tell you, for me, though, once I enter a hotel door, the maid doesn't see that room until I leave the hotel. No chance.
Really? I want maid service like a NASCAR pit crew. Yeah, exactly. I want the second I'm done with the bed, make it. The second the towel hits the floor, pick it up for me. The best hotel I ever stayed in was because the money is just like fake. We stayed in a 5-star hotel for one night in Crete, my wife and I, a few years ago. Porn in the bathroom, but that's besides the point. They had a TV, the whole thing. They couldn't do enough for you for like pennies. Oh, it was an insane situation. Whatever you like, here's $2. Does this have any value? $2. It was nuts, like Euro trip. They could not do enough for you there. It's craziness. That I want. Great.
It was. I've had this situation though, Zach, where I might have told you the story before, where I was at a hotel when I was in college and playing hockey. I am sleeping on one bed, and I come in. I'm staying with the coach. He's in a completely different bed. And I come in, I had a massive hockey bag, and I put it right on the bed, and then we had an early game. I dive into bed. I'm just taking a nap at, I don't know, probably 8 in the morning now because we had a super early game.
Are you going to wake up with the coach in your bed? Is that where this is going?
He was coaching 2 teams there. I think he's actually playing on 2 teams now. But he leaves, and next thing you know, I just hear he comes back in the middle of the game, and all this rummaging going on, and I couldn't believe it. And I finally am looking up and going, what the hell is he looking for? Every single suitcase being opened, every drawer. I look over, it's the maid going through our stuff. I went
trying to steal shit?
I said, I mean, I'm also all fatoots because I was half asleep. So next thing you know, I turned to hello. She goes, did you need more towels? I was like, I think we're okay. She leaves. I tell the coach. We then had to go have a sit down with the manager where she is sitting next to me, right next to me, and going, I don't know what he's talking about. This never happened. It's like, I'm not trying to get you fired. I got a game to get to, but like, you were going through our stuff.
Yeah, well, I assume that we stay in different hotels then, because I've never been robbed by the maid. I'm sure
That you know
whatever
of.
Ramada you're staying in, it's a nightmare, but
No, it was
I've never
like
had a maid rip me off or been robbed. If anything's going to do with the robbing in a hotel room, it's me. It's like,
would.
oh yeah, the minibar was empty when I got here, guys. You didn't restock it between the last thing.
My God, Zach, we just found out for the wedding in, I guess, a year and a couple of months that the mini bar is free and they restock it every day. My mother this past weekend says, I'm bringing an empty suitcase to the wedding.
Oh God, she's so Jewish, but good times. Yeah, good for her. Is she invited? Because I heard it's a real tight guest list.
I have people dropping like flies right now. They won't hear this podcast till long after, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Zach, as far as more things in our hotel room, are you a unpacker or are you a take it as I go type of guy?
How long am I staying for?
2 days. 2 days, 2 sleeps, 3 days. So we fly in on a Friday, we leave on a Sunday.
It's like the horse riddle. Man flies in on a Friday and
leaves 3 days later on a Wednesday.
Yeah. So, God,
Name of the horse was Wednesday.
Yeah, I will unpack if it's over 3 days. So if it's just what you described, I will probably, unless I've got like nice clothes, if it's like for a formal event, but if it's just us two in town for a porn convention or whatever we're doing, yeah, no, I'll probably just.
It was Indie Pods Unite Hash Brown IPU 22 next year.
Right. Okay. So that means we're wearing both of our black shirts. We didn't get the memo. We're just, in an improv troupe, where we both think that black is slimming because we're both two, fat asses. Anyway, no, I won't unpack for that trip. But if I'm staying for a week, oh yeah, I unpack immediately so that my stuff.
A week? Where do you go for a week?
Vacation. How long do you take vacations for?
Like 3 days.
That's not a vacation. That's a jaunt.
Are you from Philly now?
They say jaunt in Philly?
Oh, my best friend's from Philly. He says jaunt and bull all the time.
Jaunt and bull?
Bull. Like that bull over there went on a jaunt that way.
I don't know what a bull is, but I'll say jaunt. Bull to me means like, that's bull. That's BS. It's like my daughter said to my mom a few days ago, to my mom, Grammy, that's BS. My daughter's 7. I was dying.
So
right.
In the comment section, Jeff says, you may have not been robbed, but do you know where your toothbrush was? I keep my toothbrush not in the bathroom. I don't know what you're doing in there. I don't know what's going on. I have a little holder. My toothbrush stays in my stuff. My clothes go in the closet. I'm not living out of a
You're an immediate unpacker?
I'm an immediate unpacker, even for a day. This happened a couple of weeks ago. I do not want my clean and dirty stuff near each other. I want to know what I have.
Yeah, the dirty stuff goes on the floor or on the chair, that loose random chair that points towards the interior that has no purpose. At every hotel, that's where my clothes go. And let the maid pick it up and figure it out. That's where she gets the big bucks. As for your toothbrush, you think someone takes the energy to like put your balls or whatever on your toothbrush?
I don't know, but I'm weirded out by it, and it doesn't leave my sight pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, maybe we should.
Another
you know what?
piece of the puzzle falls into place.
I'm psychotic. Zach, next one. Do you have a side of the room or side of the bed? This includes when you're with your wife.
Yeah, I have the same side, the left side, the side you drive on. Yet, I will often try to position the bed, like when we move and things, so that my side is closest to the door, thus closest to the bathroom, because I like to pee. And it's the easier escape. Fire breaks out in the radiator. I'm out first.
41 and you got prostate issues. Good for you.
Oh, I've had bladder issues since I was a kid. Jewish bladder. Once I break the seal at like 11 a.m., it's every half hour. Every half inning at a ball game, forget about it. I'm there.
Do you leave money for the maid? Are we leaving anything?
I always say I'm going to. 9 times out of 10, I forget.
Forget? Oh, I go around and clean up any money that may have been left anywhere. No chance. She gets a paycheck.
What a Jew bagel you are.
I want to leave a note sometimes, and the only reaction I can think is she's going to grab the note and be like, fuck you. I don't want your note. I want money.
She's not. You think she can read English? Anyway.
That's it for us. Good night, Anita.
Why is that so? By the way, Anita's my grandmother, who's probably worse than all of us. But anyway, I try. I think I do, because at the end of the day, whatever change I have, no, I don't have change usually, like coins. But if I do, I'll leave them there. I tried to find a coin the other day. Do I do a coin flip at work? You know how hard it is to find a coin these days? Nobody in my office had a coin. They're flipping a business card.
Okay, we all in our friend group does, because nobody's really ever looking at a clock. We just say odd or even. Somebody picks. You take out your phone and you just show, and that's it. That's the end of it. Odd or even.
That's it?
That's it. And you go by the time.
It's pretty good. I like that.
Zach, another section of our show that we like to do is the pisciaru of the week, which in Italian, neither of us are Italian, but we love the word. It's kind of like the asshole. And I always have
a piss house. That's what it means.
basically. So I have a couple of candidates here. Mind you, we have a show coming up, so I'll hold the real good ones off for Tuesday. But I have a couple candidates.
Tuesday. This is live TV.
You get to pick. Let me get through these. First
Okay.
one starts off with ya old boy, Marcus Stroman, who got in a little bit of trouble, not enough to make news, for liking a post on Twitter where somebody had called somebody a WAP, a W-O-P, not a W-A-P. Okay, so
Without
Pisciaru,
papers.
basically liking a post online is candidate number one. Candidate number two, I go yesterday to my landlord's house. I had to drop something off. She's showing me around her place. I look up at her wall because they play golf, as you say, and her husband has a ball, a card signed for when he hit a hole in one. And I look up and it says September 16th, 2001. And I looked at him. I went, man, really didn't take a whole lot of time off of 9/11, did you? He goes, I had a tea time. Like, what was I supposed to do?
What's he supposed to do?
Okay.
Hole in one. You got to display that. I would have gotten worse than that. I would have had one of those monster trophies with the ball and a one.
They both had one, husband and wife.
They both had one. I hate these people.
He said they're all luck. All
what?
luck. He says
Of
all
course
luck.
they're all luck. My mom scolded one and almost put one in. I came within a foot a few weeks ago, or it's awful.
Candidate number three. Julie and I play a lot of dominoes, or bones, as the boys say. I think you know this. We usually play on our phones, going to bed, waking up. And when you play dominoes, you can
Are you playing
position them.
against other people on your phone, like, or just the computer?
Play against each other.
Oh, okay. Well, because if you play against computers, it say where the fictional character is from. Like,
I know what you're
PG
saying.
County,
The
Baltimore.
backstory. I get it.
yeah.
Well,
Compton.
we don't get to choose how we want the design to go. When you do it in person, you can make different designs. I'll just say that last night's game, Zach, this is what the design ended up looking like. What does that remind you of?
An incomplete swastika.
I
Someone
mean-
didn't finish the. One of you two didn't finish the job.
We don't get to
game.
pick where they go. We just kind of flick it up and it puts it down there. So
Gotcha.
I feel like that's a glitch in the system. There should not be a swastika option. And the last one I saw on Barstool,
You know, that's the Indian sign for like peace or something.
I think it's like good luck or something.
Yeah, I
definitely.
walked into a building. I was helping one of my agents. I work for a real estate company, price an apartment. Walked into the building, the entire floor covered in the Indian symbol for good luck. I walk in, I'm like, I just froze. Just swastikas all over the floor of the lobby. It's wild stuff.
Oh, can you get me a good price on this apartment, Mr. Elias?
That's the worst Indian accent. Now we're canceled out. You sounded like you're out of a bad Chinese restaurant doing an Indian accent.
I was going for German.
That was even worse.
Last
Don't hear
candidate.
this back and you'll be mortified.
Have you seen, Zach, the new thing nowadays at baseball games and certainly hockey games is doing the cup
I'm throwing you as a candidate as that accent, but go on.
the cup snake thing where people start stacking their cups until they get longer and longer.
I hate that. It's not new.
hate- Okay, how 2 years, 3 years? I haven't. This is not going back to the
okay,
80s.
Okay, yeah, fine. Babe Ruth wasn't stacking cups.
In Minnesota, apparently they set a record for the longest snake ever. There was no actual measurement for it, but I watched this video. I'll send you the video. It was
Big Lou was the longest snake ever.
preposterous, Zach. This thing, it was at least 40 feet, maybe 50. I was going, these people, what are they doing? What's the point of this? You win, okay? You guys are great.
It's pretty stupid, but if they get their name in some record book, I'm okay with that. What are my choices? Stroman, you, and
Liking
Minnesota people?
racist posts, 9/11, basically hole in one, swastika dominoes, and hockey cup snake.
I'm going with swastika dominoes just because the others aren't that bad. The hole in one, he had a tea time and he made it work. He had the hole in one, and I give him credit for being gutsy enough to put the date because I wouldn't have put the date. I would have been shamed.
So
by
you
it.
do think it was something a little wrong then?
No, I just wouldn't have wanted judgy people like you.
I
to
wasn't
judge
at
us
home.
golfers who had a tea time.
Another
His
part,
wife's supposed to stop. Where does he live? Deep Jersey,
not that deep,
deepish.
medium deep.
It's not like he lived in the financial district and tea time.
So what,
It's not ideal.
above Canal Street, go golfing, below Canal, you got to stay at home and mourn?
Yes. I don't know.
Last thing, Zach, we do on our podcast is we always play a little game of trivia, which is something fun where we can kind of tease each other about something. I try to pick a topical subject. You called this the Battle of the Bands. And
I sure did.
I went through so many different things and I went down a lot of rabbit holes. And I decided to make this slightly easier for us, where I'm going to test your knowledge. I'm going to name a famous movie battle. You have to tell me what movie it was from.
Okay.
I'll give you more clues if you
How does
need.
that do with Battle of the Bands?
It's a battle. Battle of the bands, movie battle. Go ahead. Do better. Do better. Give me a better topic subject, something.
I don't know. There's been Battle of the Band movies. There was that rocker movie with the guy from The Office that was just okay. There was
That movie was not bad. I remember that movie.
It was better than it should have been.
It was with the kid from Hot Tub Time Machine. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I remember that movie.
The kid from Hot Tub Time Machine.
The kid.
No, I don't think he's in that.
Okay, I think you're
Maybe
wrong.
he is. And then the main character became a he/she and married the chick from the lady from what's it called? Schitt's Creek. Behind the Voodoo Daddy comes up right as I said that. Good God, man. Go on with your trivia.
Play us off.
All right, let's go on with Glory.
Question number 1: the news team battle.
The news team battle anchor. That's a
There-
battle?
They called it. It was named a battle.
Oh my God, we've derailed. Anchorman.
Question the second: the D-Day landings.
I mean, there's been a million of them, but
The big one.
the big one is Shaving Ryan's Privates.
Got it.
Yeah.
In the same line of thinking, question number 3: the evacuation.
The evacuation.
You can get this if you think of it.
I mean, the evacuation.
2017 war film.
Oh, the World War I movie. What's it called? 1970. I don't know if I saw Dunkirk.
Dunkirk, the evacuation. The whole point was getting the
Yeah.
people off of that. I have a great story
Okay.
about that movie for you.
I thought it was okay, that movie.
We made it through half of it. First movie Julie and
Yeah,
I ever
it
watched.
wasn't great. It
We
wasn't
made
great.
it
It
through
wasn't
half
great.
and finished it. Question number 4: the Battle of Thermopylae.
Troy.
Close. Give me another one.
Oh, 300.
Got it.
It's all
And-
Greek. It's all Greek to me.
Such a loser.
Come on, that's gold.
Question
Knocked
number
it out of the
5:
park.
the Battle of Yavin.
Yavin? Like Star Wars?
I can't believe you got that. You were such a nerd. You were such a nerd.
You've seen every minute of Harry Potter and I'm the nerd?
And the books. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You're sitting with a reef above you. I mean, Star Wars, I think. I don't quite know.
Well,
I'm not familiar
look,
with
5 for 5? Is this your second 5 for 5 in a row?
Probably got in a row, yes.
Consecutively in a row? Is that a Kenny Mayne?
Yeah,
That's a-
the other one was luxury brands for all you people not knowing at home. I'm hardly luxurious. I'm wearing a blank black shirt from probably like the Gap. The Gap funds most of my houses most of my wardrobe. That and sports jerseys.
We got a couple more minutes. Let me just tell you something that happened today. This happens every so often. Julia comes to me and she goes, I need to ask you a question. Don't make fun of me. And immediately I'm like, this is going to get bad. She goes, do you know who David Lee Roth is? It almost came to physical
Nice
violence.
Jewish boy.
I was like, seriously? She goes,
Well,
well,
what was
because
your question about him? Like, why is he wearing spandex? How can he do those kicks?
it was
Like, what-
going back to the it was going back to the Dave Grohl covering Jewish people that you wasted my time with.
I
today.
didn't waste your time. His Lisa Loeb was top notch.
Horrible.
Go on.
But it was David Lee Roth. He was covering Jewish
Right.
artists and David Lee Roth, and that's why he covered that. Julia asked me that. Zach, this was fun. I know time is a little short here. I definitely just want to take the time before we sign off. Say thank you to Tina Marie. The people with the two names, they have to hear both of them. And
They
Jeff,
do.
they
It's a
did
lot
a
of
great
work.
job putting. This is so much work for these people. I think
No,
they've
not
done
for
an
that. I mean, having the two names and having to say both. It's a whole lot of work. They insist on it. If you call them Tina, you get yelled at.
It's a whole to do, right?
And it is. It's Ashley Lynn.
I told you I've had that before. I have had
I know, it's
two people
brutal.
just chew my head off. But this was fun getting together, other people, networking, do all of this stuff. I think this is fun. I hope we get invited back to do this next year, right?
There's no shot we get invited back, but I had fun.
You know what I've also always wanted to say? I don't know if Jeff.
Invite us live. We'll share a hotel room. You'll get to hear that story in real time.
All right, Zach, I yield the rest of our time.
Well, that time just got yielded for me.
I was like, IPU 2022 Las Vegas, no budget. Everybody pays their own way. Because that's the budget that we do have. That's the real
Head to
budget.
toe, we're going.
I'll find Spirit Airlines. We maybe will make it there.
Spirit
Awesome.
might get you there. That's right.